On early.
And we are live. Hello, everybody.
Indeed. Hello, everybody. For all of you who are watching, which our counter says is right now 0. But I know you guys will be coming.
Indeed. Turn the sound of your phone off, my lord. Goodness gracious.
What, you heard that?
Yes.
I could barely hear that.
Hi, Charles. So, hello and welcome everybody to our monthly free readings for Lord Fafnir and Spawn. I am Spawn. Lord Fafnir is in the other box. We are still temporarily separated because of COVID. But for anybody that was concerned about Sound Guy and me, we are both doing much, much better. So.
Yes, and there's Sound Guy going his comment, going, hello.
Yes, Sound Guy is here. Sound Guy is always here. Sound Guy is always watching.
Hello, Melissa. How are you tonight? We are doing as well as we possibly can as we still remain in our little COVID bubble here.
Mm-hmm.
Respecting separate COVID bubbles.
So, for those of you who are joining us who are new, this is our monthly stream where we do free readings for people that join. We have 10 spots. 6 of them have already been claimed. So there are 4 spots left up for grabs tonight. So if you would like to have a reading from us tonight, now is the time to grab one of the 4 remaining spots. For those of you that have already booked your spots, I've got the list and I am waiting for y'all to join. Oh, Carol. Hello, guys. I'm at the ER
Carol.
with my oldest daughter. I just stopped in for a second to say hello, stay safe, and stay healthy. You as well.
Indeed.
And I hope that you and your daughter are all right, and we shall send you lots of good energy. All right. So I'm going to start.
Yes,
I'm going to start reading names.
Yes, read off the list of those who actually have pre-booked and make sure they are in fact here. And we'll cover the little ground, I wouldn't say rules, but requests as we do these readings. But go for it.
Oh, I see Lydia. Lydia just asked for one. So
yes. I think Lydia, I think you got one.
Yes. So we have, and please forgive me if I mispronounce your names. I am doing my best. We have Kathy Toomley. Ah! Hello, Kathy. You are here. Not sure what we can do to help with the audio. So we have Kathy, who is here. Let us know if you get the audio fixed up. We've got Misty, which she usually joins us every week, so I know that she will turn up in a moment. So we've got Misty, we've got Frankie Maynard, we've got Addison Burnett, we've got Shauna May Sheldon, and we've got Cheryl Haskell. So please, when you are here, let us know that you are here. And Lydia, I am adding you to the list.
Yes. You get to run the show tonight because you officially are the host.
It's me. Welcome to my kitchen.
Exactly.
I see you, Charles. Yep, I got you. All right, so we only got 2 more spots left. Hello, Jillian. Welcome to our events. I hope that you enjoy what is about to go down.
Yes, Jillian is one of the ones who pre before. Yes.
I'm not sure about that. Did you pre-book, Jillian? Because your message to us before was unclear. Kathy, if you would like, we can wait on you to figure out your volume snafu. Yes, Kathy, I know you're here, but if you can't hear us, it's going to make it difficult for us to do a reading for you.
Yes, this is true.
So let us know when you've got that all squared away.
Okay, right. So Jillian's a yes. If she wasn't already on the list, she is now.
Okie doke.
So anyway, while we are taking care of list control here, Essentially, these are mini readings as opposed to more longer term duration readings. These are like roughly about 5+ minutes. What we do is we have both of us have multiple tarot decks in front of us, and I also have some oracle decks. And we basically draw 3 cards. You guys can ask a question, or you don't have to. Just let us know either way. If you have a question, please ask it. If you don't, then you just say, I don't have a question. And we'll just kind of give you a general reading. Normally, when we do readings in front of people, we actually have them shuffle our cards to put their energy into them. And obviously, with something like this, that's not possible. So for tarot deck, what we ask is we still ask you guys to set the deck for us. So we're going to ask you to give us a number between 1 to 78. And that's going to be the starting spot in the tarot deck when it's your turn for your reading. So when it's your turn, please drop into your comments, if you have a question and what it is, or if you have no question at all, and your number. And also, if you have a specific choice of tarot deck. Both of us read primarily from Dragon Tarot. Red also has the Swiss 11J deck. You have that with you, right? Don't you, kid?
Yes, I do, and
Okay,
it is
so
all shuffled and ready to go.
I sometimes refer to that as the Dark Shadows deck, because they use that on the old TV serial Dark Shadows. And for those of you who would like to stray into relationship readings, I also have my Sexual Magic Tarot deck, which has been quite popular in the past. And what's funny is the last 2 months, no one asked for it. So we'll see what happens with that deck tonight. So that kind of sums it up. And let's see. So Kathy's going to basically try to shut down and get back on. So obviously we'll have to wait on her for a little bit.
I haven't seen Misty or Frankie or Addison, Shauna May, Cheryl. As you guys are here, please make yourselves known. Otherwise, we're going to have to start with the people that are here now. So Kathy, are you good? Are you not good? Let us know the situation. But I think for the moment, shall we start with some of the people that are actually here, Dad?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's see.
Oh, so Shauna May is here, by the way. She's with Melissa.
Okay, so Melissa, is Shauna May here, and can everybody hear? Are you here, and can you hear? Yay!
And Cheryl is now here. Yay!
Yay! Awesome. And happy holidays to you as well, Rose.
Well, it looks like I said for the 2 people who signed up before they're here, between Cheryl and Shauna May, we should start with the 2 of them first, I would think.
Yes. So let's go with Melissa. Is Shauna May good to go? Ready to go? Awesome.
Yes and yes. Okay. So Shauna May, you are up. You get to choose which one of us you'd like to have do the reading, or you actually can have both of us do it, because one of us will draw the cards, but we'll be showing the cards. So even though we're not in the same place right now, we can still give our perspectives on this. So if you have a question, have a specific deck that you'd like, and your number between 1 to 78, and we will get this show on the road, so to speak.
Hi, Ethan.
I was gonna say Ethan likes your outfit.
I'm not really going for a Romani look. It's just it has a hood. Cool.
You playing Little Black Riding Hood tonight?
Little bit.
And then after we do Shauna May, Cheryl, you will be up next. So prepare for your question and for your number, so to speak. LOL, same thing. Okay. Shauna May would like me.
No, I'm Spawn.
Oh.
Hi, my name
No,
is Spawn.
I can't read.
I'm Spawn.
Yes.
You are not
okay,
Spawn.
Spawn. You're up. General reading and 3 cards, so go for it.
All right.
And she wants, and the number shall be 3. Little Monty Python reference there for those.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to lay out all my own cards tonight.
Yeah, you are. How about that?
I apologize profusely for the delay that's going to cause.
Yeah, I'm not there to shuffle your decks for you tonight.
I did the big shuffles before this started so that I would have time. Okay. Well, isn't this an interesting layout we have? So, drew three.
There's our first troll too.
Oh, good. Look at that. Magic. So, Shawname, from left to right, all of your cards are inverted, number one. So I'm going to show them to you right side up just so you can see the artwork better, but they're all inverted. So from left to right, we have the 10 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So we have the element of brain and the element of heart together. And I find it very interesting that you have cup on the outside and sword in the center.
And it goes, numbers are 10, 5, 1, correct?
Yep. That is correct.
Fascinating.
So for the 10 of Cups, we have two dragons that are very clearly sort of, they're fighting there, not having a good time with each other. And with the card being inverted, I always tell people that inverted cups can't hold water. You want your glass to be full, not empty when it comes to emotion. We don't like feeling emotionally drained. But for this card, for you, this speaks to being incredibly emotionally drained, unable to get charged properly, and potentially having fights with people that are in your support system. Which moves us into the present of the inverted 5 of Swords, which again has other people, other dragons involved in it as well. I'm not sure if you are able to tell, but this top dragon here is you, and that dragon is very much wrapped around the sword in a kind of, oh my gosh, get away from me, leave me alone. These two dragons that are staring at me, that are either asking for my help, need something from me, they don't understand that I am feeling incredibly burnt out, that I need to... 5 is also the number of reevaluation. So you need to reevaluate where you're spending your energy and what you can do to sort of help get you out of this burnout, if that makes sense. Because for the future, your Ace of Cups, I always refer to that one as the Heart of Ice, because if you can see, there is a lot of ice in this card. And something that is a very, very typically human thing to do when we feel hurt or lost emotionally is we freeze up our hearts. We encase them in ice because we think that by doing that we will no longer be able to be hurt if we choose to numb the feelings and numb the pain. Unfortunately, that doesn't work, not in the short term and not in the long term, but that is a lesson that humanity in general has yet to learn. So what the cards are telling you, I believe, and Dad, you can totally jump in at any point in time. Mm-hmm. Work on where you are in the present now so that you don't have to worry about thawing out. You don't want to freeze yourself now. Have anything to add there, Father?
No, I mean, it's funny how the fact of you're from a numerologist perspective, the 10, the 5 to the 1, it's basically you're looking at the potential of going in reverse, which is what you don't want to do. We hopefully we move forward or at least stay in the same position. We don't like going backwards, because it means we have to repeat something. So the idea of the fact of, again, the 2 water cards on the outside and the brain card on the inside. Essentially, it's pretty much is, you seem to have an overall, from what's going on, but your emotions really are telling you what's accurate. The thing is, sometimes your head gets in the way, and that seems to block things. And if you basically let your head take control, then ultimately you are going to kind of go the whole 1 step forward, 2 steps back concept, in which case it'd be kind of like going, how did this happen? It was like, okay, well, because you kind of like, you let your brain take over and let logic take over, which in some cases needs to happen. But this isn't one of them. This is one of the times where, your emotional instincts actually are correct. So kind of like run with it.
I like that.
You like that? That's what I got for that one.
So, Shauna May, if you have any questions about that, please let us know. Give you a moment to digest that.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing on your volume issue there, Kathy?
Worst comes to worst, we can just type things in the comments. I mean, obviously she is here, so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna type a comment right now.
Okay.
While we wait for any additional comment from Shauna May.
Mm-hmm. All right. Awesome. I'm really glad that she liked that. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Very good.
And if she ever wants a reading anytime, you know where to find us.
This is definitely true.
All right.
Okay, so I believe Cheryl is up next.
Yes. So, Cheryl, I don't know if you've watched these streams before, but since you haven't gotten a free reading from us this way before, the way that we are doing things is, how many cards would you like us to draw, 1 or 3? And also pick a number between 1 and 78 so that
here we go.
you know where to start in the deck.
No specific question. 54, your choice of deck, Lord F.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go good old-fashioned dragons right now.
All right, Kathy, we see you, so we will get you after this one. Glad that all the volume stuff is taken care of.
Yes, excellent. It really stinks when the technology kind of gets in the way of things, because this is one of those things that where actually the technology has worked in our favor in so many times here. So. Naturally, you get to draw 3 cards. I got 54.
Yep, I'm glad that they're giving you the big numbers.
I love 54 though. 5 and 4 make 9. 9 for transformation and transition potentially. Okay. So 3 cards here. Oh, you're gonna love this, Red. I know you're gonna want to chime in on this one. No specific question, Cheryl. You have 2 inverted cards followed by a regular one. Actually, I should say all 3 of them happen to double the signs of the astrology. So first you have the inverted Page of Cups. I'm going to show you the picture of it. It's not inverted fashion, just so it's easier for you guys to see. Look at my camera here. This one also happens to double for the sign of Virgo, but that's the Page of Cups. I'm sorry, Page of Coins, excuse me. Second one is the inverted Devil, one of Red's favorite cards. But that's its non-inverted version. The Devil also doubles as a astrological sign, that being for Sagittarius, which is now, from a time frame. Last one, regular, Page of Cups, which also doubles as Pisces. Now, element-wise, you have earth, you have fire, and you have water, a nice balance. So I don't know if any of those three astrology signs mean anything to you, if one of them happens to be you or someone that's very close to you. The devil card, like I said, refers to Sagittarius, which is essentially his now. So referring to that time frame, the page of coins, the inverted page of coins. Again, I want to show you the picture here. If Virgo actually really has nothing to do with this, I want you to see this, because you see the fact of the background there is an exploding volcano, and the dragon basically is running away from it, or I should say flying away from it, That used to be the dragon's home. Now, dragons, for all their power and prowess, even they can't fight exploding volcanoes. So what is this dragon doing? Well, the dragon could literally just fly away to save himself. But what he's done is he's gone into the woods to basically warn all the other life creatures there that basically, danger, get out. Because after all, if that thing keeps erupting, it could wipe out everything in that forest. So he's actually saving lives. And at the very bottom of the card, you see a bunch of broken eggshells, if you can see in the picture here. And that's the reminder that actually this dragon was actually successful for this. Versus the devil. Now, I don't believe in the devil per se, at least not the Christian version of the devil. But the devil actually is, one of the more important fire cards in the deck. And then, of course, the Page of Cups, the picture of the newly dragon being hatched from the egg. Now, how I kind of look at this is, I'm going to go out on a limb, since you haven't responded, and say that none of these signs of the astrology really mean anything to you, other than possibly the fact of the devil referring to more of a time frame of being, well, now. Saying that, okay, you're going through an issue right now, which essentially is really causing you to have to really consider what your motives are, and the fact of, okay, save yourself or save others. You're a Taurus. Okay, so that, thank you for confirming that. So these other signs really don't mean anything to you. So we're back to the, okay, so you're going through a process where crap's coming at you really, really fast and furious. And essentially, okay, so you get out of this, save yourself, or do you basically take the more higher road and save others? Basically, use some of your own skills to actually allow things to happen. Keep the growth going, so to speak. And like I said, I think the devil more than anything else is more of the reference of you're going through this nonsense right now. The outcome is on the Page of Cups. Again, emotion card, water card, the picture of the new dragon hatching out of the egg, essentially saying not only were you successful, you're allowing your own feelings to be reborn, kind of going, okay, yeah, Earthbound, this really sucks right now. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh my God, my heart is clear. Massive weight is done. It kind of stinks we had to go through all this nonsense, but now that I'm over it and through, it's like, okay, this was worth the battle because the victory is there. Now, I don't think you're there yet, so I think that third card's more of a later outcome you probably won't see until probably January. But the whole idea is that keep it going because it's working out for you. So I don't know if you have any questions on that. Or Red, if you want to add to that. By the way, did you get Jessica? She would like to have a reading there. Jessica Lee.
Yes, Jessica, I'm putting you in the waiting room because our 10 spots are actually full up. So depending upon whether the people that have signed up do show up for their slot or not. So
okay. Yeah, so don't worry, Jessica, because we've had quite a few times in the past where people pre-booked didn't show up, in which case people on our wait list actually have gotten the readings.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so Red, would you like to chime in on anything of what I just said there or add to it?
I don't really have any. You hit all of the points that I would have made already anyway. So good job.
Well, thank you. Actually, it's more like questions. What does Cheryl think about this? This is, after all, it is her reading. So, did you have any follow-up questions? The word that came through was clarity. So obviously, you know exactly what the cards are referring to. So just keep it going, because it sucks. And it sucks right now. Just before Christmas too. Gotta love it. But yeah, it's going to work out for you. And at the end of the day, you'll be like, oh my God, this will be so much better. Alrighty. Damn it. I like that.
We get a lot of those when we do these. All right. So, Kathy, if you are good to go with no more tech issues, we would love to do a reading for you. So, okay. Just like we've asked everybody else, which deck, which reader, and then pick a card between 1 and 78 and let us know whether or not you have a specific question. Or if for some reason you would like to have Red use her Swiss 1-1J deck, you can pick between 1 and 80, because she has a special deck. That's true. That particular one. Yes, you've got 2 blank cards in your Swiss 1-1J deck. I do. I shuffle in there. Yes, I do. I do love when they come up, because even blankness has something important to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what was it last month or 2 months ago when actually the blank card actually came up in a reading? That came up in a reading a couple of months ago, and it was somebody's clarifying card. Yeah, I always thought it was. Okay. So Kathy's number is 33. Now, Kathy, did you have a specific question you wanted to ask? And or who would you like to be the primary reader? As you can see, we both kind of chime in, but one of us kind of takes the lead. So your call, your preference. And we will wait. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. No question. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Which you? I don't know. I think it's you. You know me. What? I'm gonna say it's you. Okay, I will do it then. No specific question, and the number is 33. Very powerful number in numerology. 33, the master, Oh, what, from Doctor Who? No, it's not that one. No, it's like basic numerology. 11, 22, and 33 represent the 3 masters, and 33 essentially, because it has the power of the 11 and the 22. 33 is like one of those really fantastic numbers. Of course, when you add 3 and 2 threes, 3 for being love, you add the 2 of them, you get 6. Now you're confused. Anyway, the numerologist to me just goes crazy sometimes. Sometimes. I heard that. All right. And the number shall be 3 twice. Jean, you are in the waiting room. If we have time to get to, we will do our best to try. Funny how Kathy picked the number 33. Is it? The numerology is with her in a respect, because she got 3 cards, a 9, a 3, and a 3. I kid you not. Very divisible. Good job. Exactly. So we have, first off, we have the inverted 9 of Wands, and I'll show this in the non-inverted pose. For fire, the dragon going up the staircase. Long, long way to go. He's made some made some space, but it's got a long way to go. Second one is the 3 of Cups. The number and the suit for emotion. And we have there the power of 3, the 3 little dragons on that very, very small rocky island. Basically, they're starting to outgrow the space that they're on. And then the last card, the 3 of Swords, with the universal picture of the 3 swords stabbing the heart. And if you're all familiar with tarot decks, this is one of those things that where virtually every deck that's out there, regardless of its style, the art looks like that, has a picture of 3 swords stabbing a heart. Combination of the emotional number 3, but the suit swords being logic in the brain.
You need to grow. You need some space. You have element-wise, you've got fire, followed by water, followed by air. For 3 cards, that's a nice balance. And the only thing you're missing is earth. Fire for the passion and for the energy. Water for the emotion, for love, and air again for the rational thought and all that. But essentially, you're mixing these together in that, okay, you know that you've got a long way to go. That's the whole point of the dragon climbing up the staircase, even though it was inverted. In the fact of, it's like, as opposed to knowing where you're going, it's almost as if you're not quite sure you know where you're going. The 3 of Cups, that picture again, the 3 dragons on the rock, it looks like a very nice situation, a little family gathering or friends gathering. 3 dragons on the rock, but like I said, the rock is very small, and you guys are kind of like encroaching on your own space now. So it's just like, yeah, this actually was great when you were younger, or when there only were 2 of you. But now that there's 3 of you there, you're running out of room, and you need room to grow. Your 9 of Wands card says that you need to grow. You need to basically carve out your own space and all that. The 3 of Swords card, the 3 swords stabbing the heart, clearly indication of the fact of you don't want the situation to change because you're afraid that you're going to lose something in all this. No, it's not a flesh wound, Matt. He had to make that quote. It's just like, of course he did. It's a wound to your heart from your head. Illogical? Yeah, but no. Actually, it's the fact of is that you know that you need to move on.
We hurt ourselves emotionally with overthinking and underthinking all the time.
All the time. But the thing is, the reality is that you need to move on. You need to make a change. But we are humans and we hate change, especially when we think we're going to lose something. And here's the whole situation: the fact of you're going to gain more by making this change. The problem is that you're not going to be able to see those gains until after it's happened. And right now you can't foresee it because you're so locked in on where you are. You want to stay on that rock with you'll be one of the 3 dragons. You want to stay there. And honestly, free will, you can stay there if you choose to. But boy, is it going to get increasingly uncomfortable to stay there because there's not any room for any of you to really grow anymore. And that ultimately is going to be a problem down the road where you're going to have even more issues. And ultimately, you're going to have possible issues that you might regret later. So it would be better for you to break away now and grow on your own. Hey, if nothing else, find a bigger rock for the 3 of you to play on, because the one you're on right now, it just can't support you anymore. So, but do not fear of the change. The change will be good. You're just afraid of that you're going to lose something. The problem is that yes, you will lose what you had of old. That will be true. But what you're going to gain is so much more. And like I said, the problem is that you just can't see that right now. You won't be able to see it until it actually happens. So a while from now, you'll be like going, yeah. But right now, you don't see that.
I mean, humans, we fear change and loss, especially in general, even if the thing that we're losing will ultimately do us a big service by not being in our lives anymore. Change is hard.
This is all emotion. The thing is, you pick the number 33, and the card's 339. Pair of 3s again, and then 9, 3 times 3. Your emotional number is off the charts. That's where this is all. It really hurts you. And of course, then good things.
Surprise sound man.
Yeah, he's in the background there. So he's alive. It's alive. Anyway, so the thing is, this all hits you so very, very hard emotionally, which means that the positive part will also be incredibly powerful to you. So think of what you're going to gain, not what you're going to lose. So that's what I've got for you. Do you have any additional questions you'd like to ask? Well, we still have you on the slate here, shall we say?
Yes, and while we're waiting for Kathy to respond with any questions or thoughts, I want to check in to see, Misty, are you here? Frankie, are you here? And Addison, are you here? Because if not, then we're going to go with the next person on the list.
Mm-hmm.
And Kathy says, "Thank you."
You are very welcome.
Yes, and that was a lovely reading you did.
Hey,
It's
by the
almost
way,
like
while we're waiting for a check-in, you want to go ahead and give the commercial?
sure, we can pause for the commercial.
Yes, do the commercial, and if no one has checked in, then we will move on with our secondary list.
Indeed. So, hello, we are Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, and our website is currently on the screen now, www.fafnirandspawn.com. You can book readings with us there. You can also book readings with us on our Facebook page, which is just Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers. We have a fancy schmancy Book Now button, which lists all of our services because we do more than what you are seeing now tonight. We have a very, very eclectic list of psychic services that we can offer you. So you can literally go and look and see what we have and put yourself right in our calendar. It's very intuitive and user-friendly. You can also find us on YouTube at Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, where we post all of our live streams because I know that you want to watch them over and over and over again because we are just that entertaining. We also post Lord Fafnir's series, Messages in the Music, on our YouTube channel. So if you are into those, that is where you can find them. We also have an Instagram at Fafnir and Spawn, where we do daily tarot draws. So if you are looking for daily wisdom from the two of us to just sort of help you get through your day, you can find us on Instagram at Fafnir and Spawn. We have a couple more events coming up this month. You will see us again in exactly a week on Christmas Eve, where we will be doing, you will not see us at our regular time. We will be coming on later in the evening, but we will be talking about things of the season for that evening. We also are doing our next paid stream on the 1st of January, the 1st of 2021. Our private streams are similar to our public streams where we do readings, except you must pay to get into those because we like to create more of a safe space where we can go more into heavy topics that we can't go into on streams like this where it is public, and we don't like airing people's dirty laundry that way. But if you would like to join us for the private stream, that is a space that we've created to be able to delve into deeper issues. Mm-hmm. And everybody that has joined us on those live streams have always really enjoyed them. So please, I hope that you will spend the first evening of 2021 with us. We will very much be looking forward to seeing you.
Indeed. Indeed we will.
And also, if you are interested in being kind to us this holiday season, this is our PayPal link that is on the screen right now, paypal.me/Fafnir and Spawn. This is a free reading stream that we are doing, but we also appreciate tips, and this is where you can also, this is the link that you can pay us to join for the private streams, and this is also the link that you can use to pay us when you book a private reading. I think that's everything.
I think you covered it very well.
Thank you.
And looks like we don't have anyone else who has checked in, so let us move on with the next person on the list, which means we have moved away from those people who actually pre-signed up, which means if they don't check in, we've got 3 spots for people on the waiting list to get readings.
So for the people that are on the list, so next we are going to have Lydia, and then Chelsea, and then Jillian. And then after that is Champagne, and if other people have not shown up for their spots, then we can move into who is in the waiting room. Excuse me, had to take care of a troll. All right, so Lydia, you're up.
She's already she has obviously been listening to us, so she's already prepared.
Yes.
So she wants the fancy schmancy red deck. I must pull that out and get all the jokers out of here after we did, because we don't want those. All right. General relationship reading from the relationship deck. The
Sounds good.
R-rated deck. So you may get cards which are a little more graphic, shall we say? It is an R-rated deck. It's not.
There might be some nipples.
There might be some nudity.
Free the nipple.
Alrighty, number 24.
I also love how this mug is very just like the opposite of my outfit. Lydia's okay with possible nudity. Good. And
apparently Sound Man is too.
And cool games for you on YouTube. I will put you in the waiting room. If other people who have claimed a spot already don't show up, then we might be able to have room for you. Just want to let you know, I saw your comment.
All right. Interesting cards we have here. We have the Moon, number 18. Show you the picture, which, by the way, also doubles as astrology, being Pisces. So I do not know, Lydia, if you happen to be a Pisces.
What is happening? Is that sex or yoga? What is that?
No, that's a foursome. It's
okay.
It is group sex on the beach there.
Okay.
Now, what I find interesting about this picture is the fact of it. Really, it's two separate couples. They're not quite mirror images. And you are a Pisces. This is your card. I didn't know you were into group sex on the beach.
Woo!
But what it really is that these are essentially it's two separate couples. So they're side by side, but they're pretty much ignoring each other. It's just the fact of it's just very much the absolute free will. The fact of they are perfectly fine to essentially let it all hang out with someone else essentially right next to them, so to speak. Second card, 7 of Pentacles, Earth sign. I love number 7. 7 for resolution. The man and the woman in the chair. Obviously, this is I would say a post-sexual encounter.
Post-coital cuddling. It's aftercare.
And snoozing in the chair while she's kind of like munching on little sausages there on a stick, so to speak.
Well, yeah, you need protein after a good romp.
Okay. Last card, 5 of Wands. The man looking out from his tent and seeing that there is sex going on outside there. A little bit of a surprise. Little bit of a surprise there. Oh, I should say that this card actually came inverted, so that really was this. But things I wanted to show the not inverted picture there.
Yes, so always show the artwork right way up.
Exactly. So element point of view, you have water, Pisces, which you said you are anyway. Pentacles is earth and wands is fire. So again, with 3 cards, you've got 3 elements. So again, more or less balance. Earth is not there, but that's okay. I'm sorry, air is not there. Earth was there. So numbers 18 turning into a 9, a 7, and a 5. 9, 7, 5. All odd. But we have a little bit of a decrease in the fact of, okay, the moon being your card, Pisces, essentially, from your perspective, it seems to be that things are going perfectly fine. You are a bit of a free will, bit of a free spirit, but you're not really. You're not ashamed of anything, shall we say? I wouldn't say you're necessarily willing to have sex on the beach in December right next to another couple. After all, it's kind of cold. But the idea is the fact of it is that you don't necessarily have. You're not keeping any secrets. You're pretty much you're very much an open person, and you like it that way. 7 of Pentacles, the picture of the couple in the chair, kind of having a little snooze there, after a lovemaking session. Again, it's it's nice. It's a very nice picture, and it's contentment, and your earth seems to be kind of going very well from your point of view. The inverted 5 of Wands, again, the picture here of the surprise. This is where, okay, now the dark side comes out a little bit, in that if you basically indulge in your, shall we say, negative fantasies, The trust factor and the fact of, okay, you're the, in this case, you're the person in the tent. You open your tent and you see a couple outside having sex. And it's just the fact of this, the assumption is the fact of, why aren't you there? That was your partner, and now your partner's with somebody else. That's kind of painful to see. Now, I honestly don't think that's actually going on, but that seems to be almost as if it's a dark side. Again, that's why this card was inverted. So the fact of, it's like you're kind of like getting into your own head a little bit. It's like things are going really great for you, and it's almost as if right now you're kind of like going, when's the bottom going to fall out of this bucket? When's the other shoe going to drop? And so now you're looking at things which aren't necessarily there. And like almost as if you're afraid that this is not as good as it seems to be. Don't worry in the fact of this is in your head. So, I mean, unless you've got actual proof that your partner is like, skipping out on you, so to speak, this is just a fear for you. And I'm not saying that we all don't have these little, dark moments in the back of our head and the fact of, okay, but that's all it is. It's this is a perception that you have. So ask yourself the question, why do you fear this? And there's a logical or emotional, rational or irrational reason behind that. And the thing is, to answer my own question before you ask it, is the fact of, is it real or is it imaginary? I just drew another card to clarify the fact of, okay, is this fear of yours actually true? And this was the card I got. I got the Three of Swords. And by the way, this completes the whole element aspect. You had water, you had earth, you had fire. This Swords card is air. Now you have one of everything. So you have perfectly in balance. You have the number 3, the emotional 3, and then you have here the picture of the lady being seduced by the musician there. So the fact of, okay, is this, yeah, Red likes that card.
I like musicians.
Well, I know you do. But so the whole thing is, is this fear of surprise, this fear of infidelity legitimate? The answer appears to be no, it's not. So would you like to add anything to that, Red, or did I sufficiently cover that?
No, I think you did pretty good because, I mean, also, like, it's one of those things where, like we touched upon in one of the earlier readings, where our brains, we break our own hearts more often than other people do with overthinking and underthinking. And, if you have a real legitimate concern, absolutely talk to your partner. But this does seem to me like a case of potentially just letting your mind run away with things.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you have any additional questions you want to ask on that. We'll give you
give a moment.
Time to respond.
Do 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 do.
Ah, you're very welcome, Lydia.
I have no other questions. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. You're welcome.
We aim to please.
It's what we do. All right. So
okay, so you got the list. Who's up next?
It would be Chelsea, and then Jillian, and then Champagne.
Okay.
So, Melanie, you are in the waiting room. There are currently 3 people who have signed up for a spot that haven't shown up. So if they don't show up, we will be moving into our waiting room. So.
All right. Champagne is still here. So, yes, your turn will be coming shortly.
Chelsea, front and center.
All right, Chelsea.
We know you're there. You're always there.
You don't want to lose your spot to the next person. So, come on, respond. I realize that right now we are certainly not on an actual limited time frame, but because we'll be on as long as we have to get these readings completed. So, but still, come on, Chelsea.
Do 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 do. There we go.
There we go.
Hi, lovelies. General read, no specific question comes to mind. 3 card, number 24, whoever gets a feel for it, and any deck. All right, I'm going to Swiss 1-1 you.
I thought you were going to do that. Yep.
That's what I'm going to do. Now, I can't count through the cards as fast as he can, so I apologize.
1, 2.
I swear to God.
So you can't hit me because we're not in the same physical location right now. You can't abuse your elder.
You know, I know where you live. I could come over there and abuse my elder, but I won't say that, you know, on a live stream with witnesses.
No, of course you won't say that. You'll just imply it.
Absolutely. Oh, goodness gracious me.
Goodness me, there are 5 of me now.
I have to remember how to read Roman numerals. That's right.
Okay.
All right. So you have 2 inverted, and they are on the outside, which I find that very interesting. And the one that isn't inverted is in the middle. So from left to right, we have, and this is inverted, but I'm flipping it up for you. Temperance.
Ah, temperance, yes.
And then we have the 7 of Cups, not inverted. And then this one is inverted, but the Queen of Cups.
Oh, water everywhere.
Goodness me, Chelsea May being in an emotional state. Who would have thunk it?
No.
No, she never is emotional, ever.
And of course, temperance. Oh no. She never has to like really reevaluate things ever. Oh no, not her.
No, and she's especially not in the middle of doing a ton of reevaluation.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I won't shush, especially when you can't spell shush right.
Maybe it was all correct.
I get to pick on you because we're friends. You keep coming back for this. I'm just going to point that out.
I would say with friends like that, she won't need any enemies.
Thanks, Dad.
Anytime.
But yes, so all right. I'm gonna say something, since we've been talking a lot in recent weeks about this particular situation. But I do believe that you are starting to enter into the realm of too much temperance. Too much looking and evaluating. You get to the point where you've done the looking, you've done the evaluating, now you must take action because of it.
You ever hear the phrase "should have got off the pot"?
That's a little bit where we're headed right now.
I knew. Yep, exactly. Yep. The way those cards came out, like went, oh yeah.
Because you still carry a ton of self-doubt that I do not think will be dispelled until you actually start doing the actions. Your 7 of Cups right now. Help me again with the numerology for 7, Father.
7, number of resolution.
Yes. Resolution is coming for you if you will do the things that are necessary. And I realize that right now, in the physical ridiculousness of the world that we are living in, that may be a lot to ask. But until you are at a point where you can physically do some of the things that need to get done, you can at least take a break with the analysis. Because the more you analyze, the more you're going to maybe see different things. There comes a point where you're just splitting too many hairs. Because never forget, you are the Queen of Cups. You have so much power. There is so much power in your emotions. You have so much power, but the Queen of Cups is still inverted. You still don't trust your own strength and power, and that comes from a lifetime of being beaten down by people that should have been your supports.
Do you see her comment?
Follow-up card, possibly.
Draw it.
Is shit gonna go down?
Yeah, draw that fourth card. I kind of felt that that was coming too.
8 of coins.
Ooh.
Potentially.
8 is one of the hardest numbers to figure out because money perspective, it's also a business number, believe it or not. It's also the thing of it's like you're getting close to the end or close to transforming, but you still got a couple more steps you got to take first. So it's like you're not quite ready there yet. It's actually pretty goddamn agonizing.
If shit is gonna go down during Christmas, it's not gonna be you that starts it, but it typically isn't you that starts it. But this might be a good point to finally finish it.
I do notice one thing about that card. It is perfectly symmetrical.
It is, which I enjoy.
Mm-hmm. There's not many of those which are like that.
No, I love this deck. It's very pretty.
So believe it or not, in that kind of there's a bit of symmetry in there. It's it's almost as if nature is with you.
You're also used to shit going down, especially when your whole family is together. So So just be prepared and perhaps actually finish it this time instead of letting it linger. Got anything other, any other questions, my darling, my love, the light of my life?
Says it makes sense. Okay.
Sweet.
Let us move on.
Let us move on to Jillian. Are you still here? Because it is your turn. Then after Jillian will be Champagne. You're welcome, darling. Stay safe. Don't go insane.
There's Jillian.
Jillian, either one of you, regular deck, 3 cards, 61. Since she wants 61, I'm going to make you pull it.
Okay. Very well. I'll give my dragon cards a quick shuffle here to clear energy.
I'm going to do the same for my Swiss 11J.
Alrighty.
Calling it the Dark Shadows deck is just so much cooler. For any of you that are familiar with the original Dark Shadows soap opera, this is one of the decks that they used in that show. And Dad got it for me. It is as old as the show, and it's very exciting, especially with how...
Yeah, that particular artwork deck is out of print, has been out of print for many, many decades at this point.
And I am just amazed at how well these cards have held up and have been taken care of, because they honestly, they feel new. There. Dad's really good at finding really cool, unique presents.
Queen of Cups has come back again. Interesting.
Ooh, interesting.
So Queen of Cups also doubles as an astrology sign, that being for Scorpio, the one that has to be kind of the emotional kind of at least that's a stereotype of anyway. So what we have here, we have the Queen of Cups is your first card. The dragon, basically the queen dragon, pretty much leaving her jeweled chalice and her crown up in the air because she's thirsty. So rather than basically ordering someone say, fetch me my goblet. No, she says, screw it. I'm thirsty. I'm going to just do it myself.
Because if you can't have something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Followed by the 10 of Swords. The proverbial spider being caught in his own web. The 10 of Swords there forming, a little proverbial door frame, a little metaphor. But you as the dragon, you've got your neck lopped around the top of it and can't get through.
Jillian is an Aquarius.
Uh-huh. And then the last one, now this was inverted, but I will show it to you the normal way. The Six of Swords. Another one of those confusion situations. Swords, again, being for air, that being for the brain. But they're the six swords. They are kind of like blocking your path. Now, some would view that as like a little prison cell. That's not really an obstruction. It's just I should say, it's not a barrier. The thing is, it's you can get through that. There's ways around that. Basically, you can turn sideways, fold up your wings. You can kind of shimmy through that if you want to. However, if you're one of those people who actually looks at it, the glass is half empty rather than half full, you would just stop there and kind of go, nope, can't get through. So essentially, between the two swords cards, the 10, basically you getting caught in your own web, the inverted 6, going, wow, will you please chill? You are so overthinking this. Your initial card, the Queen, you are the Queen. No, you don't have to do everything yourself. Now, maybe if you're really, really that thirsty and there's no one around, by all means, go get a drink. Okay, that just makes perfect logical sense. After all, slake your thirst. I get that. But the whole concept, the other two cards are saying it's not just about just satisfying that initial need. It's the fact of, okay, you're a loner. You believe that the only person who can get things done correctly is you. That may work for a little while, but sometimes it's going to work against you. And the fact of when you have no allies, you can't do it all yourself. And especially if you get yourself lopped in your own trap here, you need help to get you out. And you don't have anyone else there to help you through this right now. So it's like, okay, you are definitely you're taking on too much by yourself and you're not asking for help when you should. Now, you don't have to worry about the whole pride aspect of things here. Oh, hello. I'm being bothered by my cat. I know she always comes down when we're doing readings. She seems to sense this. This is Pandora rubbing my legs. So yeah, you're clearly overthinking this stuff. And by the way, I'm not saying that this has always been a recipe for failure, because it hasn't. You know, clearly you've been able to actually accomplish quite a bit by yourself, and fantastic, good for you. Hey, I'm the same way. But there are some times where it's just like this being a loner thing, it just backfires. And that's what you're running into right now. And the thing is, until you and you have to basically realize that, know when it's okay to kind of go, okay, I'll just do this on my own. I'm not going to worry about that. Versus this, okay, I can't do this on my own. I need help. Bring the help in, let it happen, and don't worry if someone actually does some stuff for you. You don't have to do it all yourself. You don't have to be the one who accomplishes everything. So, you want to add something to that, Red?
I feel like you put that really succinctly, but I also I very, very much agree with that, because it's something that I struggle with on a personal level myself. You know that. I struggle very, very much with letting people help me. I don't know your particular reasons why you are struggling, but for me, my struggle becomes from, as a disabled person, I do not want to appear weak and helpless. That's one of my biggest fears, like OMG. So I try very, very hard to look strong and able, but over the last few years I've learned when I need help versus when I can do something on my own. Sound guy's been really good at helping me out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Addison joined us.
Yes, Addison's finally here. Now, we're going to make Addison wait a little bit because we did say champagne was next. So the thing is, I think we ought to stick with that.
Yes.
Anyway, so do you have any other last minute questions on this, or does this make sense to you? Get your chance to get your last 2 cents in before we move on to champagne.
It's okay, Addison. We'll get to you. But this is what happens when you don't show up on time.
Go going through Jillian's comment there. Yes.
Thank you. I now know what to do. You're welcome. We are so happy that we could help you.
Indeed. Okay, moving on to champagne and oh my, okay.
I have two men I am confused about recently. I am wanting to know which one has the best intentions towards me, partner A new or partner B ex. Thank you. Shadow deck, please, at number 14. The Dark Shadows deck, or do you want the actual relationship sex magic deck? Because that one might actually be better for answering this particular question that you have. So just,
you know what? I actually think that we should use both decks. You use your Dark Shadows deck. I'm going to pull something from the Sexual Magic Tarot deck. We're going to compare notes on this one.
Okie doke. Let's do that.
So the number is for. Oh, she says she wants Dark Shadows. Okay, so we're going to let the Dark Shadows deck be the primary. I'm going to still pull the card number 14 from the other one just to see what we have here.
You're very welcome, Champagne. I do hope that we're pronouncing that right. Trying to make sure that I get everyone's name and pronouns correct.
Interesting that you pick number 14, by the way, Champagne, because that's the number for the Temperance card. The card for reevaluation. You have a decision. Oh my God! I think it's I just got a little sound clip in my head, which happens to me now and then. This is where my whole messages and the music thing comes from. I'll just get clairaudient messages that just pop up, and I just got one for you, an old Glenn Fry song. Are you gonna stay with the one who loves you, or are you going back to the one you love?
Hey, guess which one showed up again?
What was that?
Hey, guess which one showed up again?
Temperance?
So, no, for the Queen of Cups.
Oh, the Queen of Cups again.
Yes. What are you? Oh, that's number 4. That is, I am something at reading Roman numerals. Sometimes it just takes me a moment. So, from left to right, we have inverted, the Queen of Cups. Not inverted, we have 4 of Swords. And we have the Knight of Cups, or coins, excuse me.
Okay. All right, you talk about your cards, and then I will show the 3 cards which I drew from the Sexual Magic, and we'll kind of compare notes here, so to speak.
So, from left to right, so this decision is definitely very much weighing on you emotionally as the Queen of Cups. Your cup is inverted right now because you don't know who you want to have fill it. Although I'm not sure if in your world both is an option. I know that in certain people's worlds both can be an option, but if both is not an option, I would say right now you're sort of struggling with trying to decide who you actually want to fill up your cup. I'm not sure who you would describe as which card, but I'm basically just going to tell you what each card means, and you can sort of tell me if it is an option to potentially have both. So you may want to sock that one away because you might be putting too much pressure on yourself to try to make a choice at this moment in time. So let's see. We have the 4 of Swords. And so Swords is, again, very brain, methodical, logical, things like that. So one of the people that you might be much more logical, methodical, and less emotional, might connect more from the brain, versus the Knight of Coins, someone more earth-focused in the here and now, what is actually happening on this plane. I'm not seeing anything that shouts super spiritual, super emotional. I don't know if those are things that you look for in a partner, but I'm not seeing anything of those. I'm also not seeing any huge red flags. I'm not seeing definitely pick this person versus definitely don't pick this person. What I'm seeing is you have two potentially really solid choices.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to add to that, Father?
I'm going to now show the cards that I drew, and I think this is going to be a nice little compliment. They're all different cards, but they actually are going to hopefully make this decision on your part a little easier. We'll see. First off, High Priestess. Not a sexual card at all. Just basically, it's the most powerful female card in the tarot deck. And there you are, basically controlling your own thing. Because this is what it's really all about. The next two cards are really going to demonstrate this. It's I don't want this to sound like narcissistic, but this kind of is, it's kind of about you here. The fact of it's you making sure you know exactly who you are and what makes the more comfortable sense for you. As in, second card, Six of Pentacles. The woman basically by herself, feeling her own self out.
They are both air signs, lol, Aquarius and Libra.
Ah, okay. The man is on the outside, basically basically waiting for you to come out as you basically eat the apple. You know, you are the one who actually is in control here, and you need to know when you need to have your own personal space. And when you're ready, you want to have the company. But the thing is, it's like, you want to basically be able to make sure that you don't lose your own identity in all this, which I honestly, I don't think is a real issue. So what it really comes down to for these two people, the last card here, the Hanged Man, number 12, 1 and 2 make 3, the love number. And there you are, in the grass with your legs up in the air, forming the hanging man pose, so to speak there. And the man is slowly approaching you. And the whole thing is that, honestly, it comes down to which person do you feel the most comfortable to be around? The one who is going to basically not take advantage of you at all. And honestly, I don't think either one of these people are going to do that anyway. But I do believe there is a bit of a more of a comfort factor, that there is one of these people is definitely you feel a little bit more at ease with than the other. And it may be subtle, but there's definitely a difference. And those three cards are all basically saying is the fact of you will really already know which one is the, quote, better of the two choices for you. The one that actually makes you feel more at home, more comfortable, more safe, but also, from your point of view, doesn't challenge your independence. That's what my card said, which I actually think complements the cards that you actually picked, Red.
No, I do think that as well. Like I said, I see absolutely no ridiculously big red flags. The Libra X, yes, I do. Wow, thank you. This had such a resonance.
Oh, and by the way, I'm a Libra too.
So
I think
personally, you might, from a personal standpoint, I think you might be putting too much pressure on yourself to make a choice.
Yes.
If there's an option to maybe have both of them or have time to explore with them, do that. See if there's one or another that fits you well both, or maybe there are things that you want to explore with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally fine. So is there anything else that we can answer for you on this, or are we ready to move on?
You are very welcome.
You are very, very welcome. I hope that we see you again. I hope that you follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, do all the fun stuff. Goes for everybody.
Watch us next week. Get a reading from us on New Year's Day as well.
Thank you very much.
Okay. By the way, before we move, think about, do you want to do the commercial round again before we move on to Addison?
Yes, I can do the
We've now been on for an hour and 15 minutes.
The horror.
Like I said, we're not timed, so we just keep going.
Hello, we are Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, and our website is now on the screen, www.fafnirandspawn.com. You can book readings with us there. You can also book readings with us through our Facebook page, which is just Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers. And on our Facebook page, we have a fancy schmancy Book Now button, which also lists every service that we provide, because we provide more than what we are showing off here tonight.
That's for sure.
You can also, on our calendar there, it is very, very user-friendly, very user-intuitive. You can also find us on YouTube at Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, where we post all of the live streams that we do, because I know that you guys want to watch them over and over again because we are just that entertaining. That is also where we post the Lord's ongoing series of messages in the music, which will be updated shortly. And you can also find us on Instagram at Fafnir and Spawn, where we do daily tarot draws. So if you are ever looking for daily psychic wisdom, join us, follow us there, and you will see what we have to impart upon you. We will be live again exactly a week from now on Christmas Eve. We will be later than our usual time of 7:30. Where we will just be talking about holiday things. This is less of a psychic thing and more of us just wanting to share some personal stuff with you.
Yeah, we'll probably do a couple of free readings, but that's not going to be the main focus of it, that's for sure.
And then on January 1st, 2021, we will be doing our next private stream, which is very similar to the public streams like this that we do, except we tend to go into much deeper ground. We offer more of a wider range of our skill set than we offer here. And it's very much a sort of group therapy atmosphere where we have done our best to create a safe space for people to talk about hard things that are weighing on them. So it's $20 to book a spot for the private stream. And if you are interested in booking a spot for the private stream, or booking a private reading with us in general, or just if you want to tip us for the lovely holiday season, our PayPal link is now on the screen, paypal.me/Fafnir and Spawn. We thank you for anything that you want to give us, any appointments that you book through us. You know, it's all, we love it all, because if you guys weren't here, we would not be here doing this.
That's for sure. Oh, in answer to your question, Melissa, she says, will we all be together next week or will still be separate? We are hoping that next week, we will, on Christmas Eve, we will all be together again.
That is the hope. All right. So,
I believe we are up to Addison.
We are up to Addison.
Okay, so Addison, we need a question. Which one would, whoa, okay, ask and you shall receive. I couldn't even get this out there and she already throws it up there.
I would like to know what is in store for me and my soon-to-be fiancé. She is proposing this weekend. I also have a boyfriend. I know, confusion, but we have all been struggling financially since I stopped working back in June due to stress and anxiety, and I would like number 20. Do you care which deck? Because this sounds like it might be a good one for the relationship deck as well.
Could very well be.
Do. I am not sure who is snowblowing this late right now, but it's totally not distracting at all.
I was going to say, I can hear it here. I can hear the sound come. Oh, it doesn't. Addison doesn't know. It just says it doesn't matter. I think this is going to be a little strange. Is there snow here? Yes. We got a nor'easter. We're up here in New Hampshire. Melanie asked if there was snow here. They originally were calling for over a foot of snow. We actually got a little less than that.
Well, you got a little less than that. We slightly more to the north, and I do slightly. Like I'm only like a half an hour away from him. We got, I think, the full 18 inches.
Melanie says she's from Ontario and they didn't get any snow. I guess this particular storm must have completely missed them.
Well, it will definitely be a white Christmas here. That is for sure.
I'm actually using 2 different decks on this, by the way, just because, I don't know. I just got this weird feeling. Three dragons, 3 sexual deck cards.
Addison says, I've never seen more than an inch of snow at one time. I can't even fathom that as someone who grew up here.
Yeah, exactly.
I have gone trick-or-treating in snow. I've hunted for Easter eggs in snow. Like, snow is just... You got it there, Dad?
Yeah, it's just I'm getting a mixed bag here, which actually would make sense because what Aston threw up there was also kind of a mixed bag.
Yes.
What's going to be in store for her coming up here? Well,
I throw that back up on the screen.
Yeah, we're definitely getting a kind of a weird mixture of things here. But I've got one thing which is coming out here. The number 5 keeps showing up over and over and over again.
Well, she definitely wants some reevaluation.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, first card came was the Temperance card again.
Again.
We got Temperance, the sexual card, showing temperance. The lady just basically just pouring liquid from one container to another. That's all that is. We also got number 5, the Hierophant, which also is the Taurus card too. But that's another number 5. The priest getting serviced by a couple of ladies. Then we have the 8 of Chalices, the man and the woman doing a dance. Only if you look at I'm not sure if you can see the way this card here is the fact of he has a big smile on his face. Her face is not quite so enthusiastic on that. Then for the dragon cards, the 5 of Wands, the lessons learned card, the let's avoid the snakes in the sand to get to where we're supposed to go. The 5 of Swords, the main dragon surrounding the center sword while 2 little dragons are drawing a bite at his tail. And then the 8 of Coins. So we have a 5, an 8, and a 5, and a 5, a 5, and an 8.
Hello, this is my cat.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, you're going to be in the way now.
Oh, yeah.
He likes to be on camera. He is a ham. Hi.
So anyway, I did this kind of thing of let the romance cards come in the sexual magic cards, but let the finance cards come from the dragon cards, so to speak here. And essentially, it's funny you mentioned the fact of your fiance who will be proposing to you, but you also have a boyfriend, and yet you got the card which is the threesome. So I'm kind of going, yeah, there are all 3 of them right there. Okay, so the whole idea of them being there, you say, okay, it is confused and all that. My question to you from the romantic aspect, and of course it's something which you do not have to answer because it's really some more question for you, between the Temperance card, the reevaluation, and then the Dance card where someone's happy and someone really isn't quite as happy, is the fact of how happy are you in all this? And the fact of, okay, you do have this kind of interesting little triad relationship going on. How clear is it in your own head? And what is it that you would like to do? Because right now, these cards are kind of suggesting that the confusion's really coming from your end. And the fact of it's like, yeah, it's all kind of been nice, but now it's getting a little bit more solidified. It's just like, okay. And there's that whole delay factor. Do you really understand what you want? And by the way, it's okay to say yes or say no. So it's like it's this is totally up to you. What is it that you want? Know that what you want and make that happen, so to speak. But if something is kind of squirrely to you right now, it's like, okay, now would be the time to like admit it, at least to yourself and then to the others on the outside, to make sure that if you're going to move forward the way that you want to move forward with. Financially, okay, yeah, confusion, we get all that. And you've all been struggling. Yes, you have been struggling. The whole idea of it's like the dragon dancing to avoid stepping on top of all the scorpions. The Five of Swords is the competition card.
I want both of them. I love both, but I feel like he isn't the happiest. And that can definitely, so relationships, and especially poly relationships, there's no right way. There's no one specific right way. And as someone who is poly myself with multiple partners, yeah, there are times where one partner is unhappy with the way that things are, but they also might not necessarily want to make waves if they know that they are the only ones that feel like things aren't working. So I can understand the struggles that you're having there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, from that point of view, it's like, make sure that, you know, what the worst thing is basically are things that are unsaid, things that one person is feeling and then just kind of keeps it to themselves. That is a long-term recipe for disaster. And so the thing is, you know, it will be what it will be. If you sense that, you know, the guy is unhappy, find out for sure. You know, if something really is bothering him, he's perfectly in his right to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you don't want to have him go, oh, I feel fine. You know, that whole thing of like, you know, you can tell something's not right, but the other person just won't admit it. Like, no. Get it out in the open, have it be honest. So back to the
so should I talk to him? Yes.
Oh yeah.
You should. You absolutely should.
Absolutely.
Because I also, like, I've been the partner in a relationship before where I'm having some issues, you know, I'm having an issue within the relationship, or like a lot of times people don't like to talk about jealousy in poly relationships, but it happens. And, you know, there have been times when I feel like I'm not getting enough attention from a particular partner, but I also don't say anything about it because I don't want to make waves, you know? So absolutely, communication needs to be 100% open or things are going to get misconstrued.
Mm-hmm. From the finance side, since I kind of like, I started, but didn't quite finish all that. Yeah, you guys have been struggling. The fives, the struggle there. The 8 of coins is a card for struggle. The 5 of swords is also the struggle cards. It's competition. The 5 of wands card, this one I'll show it again. This is kind of your saving grace, the lessons learned card, in the fact of, okay, you've been through shit. You know that, by the way. So, but the idea is that this struggle is actually going to help in the long run. Again, it may not make logical sense right now, but the thing is that you know where the snakes in the sand are now. You now know how to plot a course to get to where you need to go to avoid the snakes and hitting them the second time. So it says that you may not sense it right now, but yeah, you are going to come out of this financially. And you're going to come out with this with some decent experience, kind of going, well, you're going to go, no, that really sucked. But you know what? I've learned a lot. And that will hopefully help for down the road. So clarifying card for the financial side, from the dragon's point of view, is the world. 21, 1 and 3, in the fact of, okay, you know, as long as you don't basically let the world destroy you, the world will be yours. You can basically take what you want from it. And like I said, you may not be able to see that right now because you may still be in the throes of financial mess, but it is going to be changing, and it will be changing in your favor. And then the question becomes is that, okay, then now knowing what you know, what do you want to do? So That will work, I think.
Are you gonna let me have my table space back?
I was going to say, it looks like your space has been taken over there.
He does that. He literally has put his head right near because he wants kisses.
As he turns away, now looks at the camera.
That's the cat. Yeah, they can see you. They can see me kissing you. And now he's good. Yep. He knows right where the damn camera is. My
Anyway.
my cat is an absolute ham. All right.
Let's move on. Who's after Addison?
All right. So let's move first. Last call for Misty and for Frankie. Oh, for those of you that are interested, my cat. This is Theon Meowjoy of House Hoskins, first of his name.
Oh God. How many other Game of Thrones reference can you throw in there?
Well, his full name, like I did the full Game of Thrones name for him, and we got most of it onto his collar, which he's currently not wearing. He's naked. Thank you. Tears are coming from my eyes. My mom, who passed, would always say that I'd go through it all and come out on top. All right, moving to the list because I don't think that Misty and Frankie are with us.
I don't think so.
So we only have 2 spots left. So Allison and Tina and the game person on YouTube. I'm sorry, we will not have time for you this evening unless the 2 people that are first in the waiting room are not here, which were Jessica Lee and Jean Lewis. So Jessica and Jean, if you guys are still here and watching, your time approaches. If not,
and if you don't respond, then we'll move further down the wait list because I know we got plenty on it.
Mm-hmm. This is what we do. Can I please have some space? Hey. Can I have some space, please? Please?
What a baby.
Okay. Yeah.
So Melanie is still here, she says. I don't know where she stood on the wait list.
Unfortunately, she was the last person to. My gosh, cat, you are killing me right now. All right, I'm not sure. It would appear that. Oh, you're right, Melissa. I do apologize. All right, it doesn't appear that the other 2 people that I called are here. So we're going to close out the evening with Melissa and Melanie.
Okay. All right, Melanie, you're up.
So, Melanie, since you've been watching, I will just repeat again. Pick a deck, number between 1 and 78, or 1 and 80 if you want the Dark Shadows deck, and also pick a reader.
Yeah, pick your primary reader. Obviously, as you can tell, you get to hear from both of us.
Kat, you are just.
Yes, and so
he's
Melissa,
literally taking up the entire space that I have in front of me.
So Melissa, when Melanie's done, so prepare yourself. Have your question, reader, number, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know the game because you've gotten readings from us before.
Yes. Can I please have some space? Pretty please. Pretty please. Of what 2020 has in store for me, and I would love a reading for the beginning of what 2021 has in store for me and what deck and whatever reader, number 19.
Dragon deck it is.
Yep. Oh, I see that you're already going for it. Is it because you have table space?
You're right. You've got cat space. I've got table space, especially because it's the same deck. You know.
It is.
You know, I mean, if you want to, like I said, you'll chime in. All righty. Let's see what we have here. What's coming up for 2021? I guess we'll be doing a lot of these things on New Year's Day when we do that.
Yes. I am looking forward to that. I might break out the Wheel of the Year. It's been a while since we've done one of those.
Yes, actually, it really has been. So, interesting mix. 5 of coins, 6 of swords, page of cups. Earth, air, and water. I think this is more of a personal aspect of yours rather than kind of like what's 2021 in general. This one did come inverted. And by the way, this also is a astrology card. This happens to double for that one of Virgo, if you happen to be a Virgo. Second card was the 6 of Swords. We've had this one show up more than one time tonight. The 6 Swords, kind of like forming the little blockage there for the dragon.
Yeah, it's been a very repetitive evening, I think.
It has.
Not that I'm complaining.
And then the Page of Cups, also doubling as astrology, that being for Pisces. So, Melanie, would you happen to be either a Pisces or a Virgo? We'll wait for the answer there because
you're just gonna. He's like trying to sit on my cards now.
Yes. So the thing is, first off, we have the old Aries. Thank you for that. The old paralysis by analysis card. That's this one.
Yep.
The whole point of the fact of the dragon hovering over the labyrinth, just trying to analyze it, trying to solve it without actually going into it. Therefore, the longer you hang out on the outside, you're not making any progress. A little bit of advanced research is great. Don't get me wrong. But beyond a certain point, you have to actually get in and do the work. Versus the blockage card, or is it a blockage? It is to pick up on your perspective. So, and I would say initially to you, your 2021 kind of starts going nowhere. Just because you kind of choose to make that. You kind of basically kind of like you're stuck in the position that you're in right now. And through your own, while you would like to actually make improvements and move forward and make changes and all that, you're kind of just looking around, but you're not actually doing anything.
It's one of those pitfalls that I think most humans fall into, especially in the society that we are in, which is we put so much pressure on the new year and new year, new me, and this is going to be my year, and I'm going to do, and we make all of these lists and all of these resolutions and all of these plans, and we put way too much pressure ourselves in the first part of January, and then we wind up getting nothing done, and then we feel bad about ourselves.
Yep. And there is the blockage. Basically, your progress is stopped. And essentially the fact of it really is in that case, it's like you just really kind of go, and you kind of go, well, that kind of didn't work out at all. So that's the Earth card and the Head card, the logical side. Basically saying is that don't overthink this. Let your emotions more run the gamble. Because the last card, essentially, the new dragon hatching out of the egg. So the idea is the fact that, and this one being Pisces, by the way.
Pisces, 2020 has been a pretty messed up year. That's why I'm kind of scared of 2021. And I don't think you're alone in that.
Yeah, 2020 was the year of the cluster F. Okay. You know, that's actually one of the things we're going to be talking about in our Christmas Eve live stream, how the fact of it's okay to feel kind of weird feelings on Christmas Eve this year, because this has been a real effed up year. Anyway, Pisces is a few months into the year, fortunately, because essentially this is when you have your breakout. Not right off the bat, not in January, not during Capricorn, not during Aquarius. It's during Pisces. Essentially, when March is coming, late February into March, not quite spring yet, but close. basically Pisces ends, a couple days after the vernal equinox. So the whole idea is the fact of that's essentially when you see that improvement, that new birth, that rethink. Essentially saying is that, these cards are suggesting that your winter months, the next couple of months, are going to be just kind of like, whoa. Which honestly doesn't surprise me, especially in the fact of earthbound things are still going to pretty much be law for the next few months, because unfortunately COVID is still with all of us. And even though we are getting down to, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. With the vaccine is out, people are starting to get distributed. That's great, but unless you're one of those first responders or people who need it the most, you're not going to wind up getting that until probably springtime. And so you're not going to really see a significant change until the spring months really kind of hit in there. So that's what this is suggesting. Oh, throw that comment up there, Red.
March 2021 is better than the past 3 years of March. I'll be happy. March seems to be bad luck for me. Right before my birthday on March 26th. We'll always remember, beware the Ides of March.
Yeah, but the Ides of March is March 15th.
Right, but just for any Shakespearean nerds out there, beware the Ides of March.
I get that. And of course, she's an Aries. She's a few days into Aries, but she's on the cusp of Pisces. And the thing is, in this case, it really is that you are going to be getting this March for you will be better than your previous Marches.
Could you be any more in the way right now?
All righty. Moving on.
So, Jean did show up. So I'm going incredibly nice person, and I'm going to let Jean and Melissa both go tonight, and then we will close.
I'm game for that. All right. So Melissa, if you don't mind waiting for a few more minutes. I mean, like I said, you've had readings before, so
thank you so much, Melanie. We will see you again.
I hope so. All right, Jean, you are up right now. So go ahead. If you have a question, please say so. Ask, give us a number between 1 and 78. Which deck would you like? Which reader would you like to be your primary reader? Totally up to you. And then we will close with Melissa.
Can I please take you off?
And we'll watch Theo in front of your camera for the rest of the stream, apparently.
He will not move. I have tried to move him thrice. He will not go. Everybody, give a heart for Theon. Heart this video for Theon, because this is what's happening now.
Okay, number 17, regular deck. What is the March 15th you spoke about Shakespeare?
Oh, from the Shakespearean play Julius Caesar. He wrote a play about Julius Caesar's assassination, and good, thank you.
Beware Caesar! Beware the Ides of March!
Yes, so the Ides of March literally is the date March 15th, and it is said that Caesar was warned by a soothsayer about his impending assassination. Like, somebody literally shouted at him in the street, beware the Ides of March. And because Shakespeare actually did a relatively thorough amount of research in his plays, I mean, granted, a lot of them are propaganda, but that's a whole other conversation. But he did do a relative decent amount of research, and so he found out about it. So I always just, whenever it's March 15th, I'm like, I hope that nobody's going to assassinate me today. And that's always my dumb joke, because I love Shakespeare.
Yeah, because after all, I mean, Julius Caesar supposedly was assassinated on March 15th, the Ides of March. So
beware the Ides of March.
A2 Brute.
Mm-hmm. I still remember Brutus's speech. I can still recite it from memory.
All right. Now, I did shuffle these cards, And Gene did pick number 17, the dragon cards, by the way.
And we have more repeats, I'm guessing.
They are all repeats. I mean, not obviously, this is not the same 3 cards from the last reading I just did. No. But the thing is, we've gotten these same 3 dragon cards already tonight. Don't you love when that happens?
I do, actually.
Okay. First off, we have the Virgo card again. The famous Page of Coins, the dragon flying away from the exploding volcano to save, the life in the forest, warning them, get out, danger is coming. Followed by the Knight of Wands. Knights being for change. Oh, but this knight is the Fire Knight, the aggressive knight. He's the offensive one. He's all about offense, not defense. And then the inverted 9 of Wands, the long staircase. Now, Gene didn't ask a specific question about this. So we have here Earth and the fire. So unless you happen to be a Virgo, I basically was kind of going, wow, and saying that you have taken on a crap ton of responsibility. Bless you for that. And right now, you seem to have the fire to keep it going because, boy, pressure's on you, massive. Responsibility's on you, massive. Now, maybe you've taken more responsibility on for your own that you.
From one Libra to another.
One Libra to another. Yes, I am a Libra. This could tire people out really, really quickly. Basically, having the wherewithal to knowing what the danger is, not just saving yourself and panicking, but basically saving others too. And then the pair of fire cards, the Knight and the 9, the staircase, and the fact of, wow, it's just how you are managing to pull this off with all this energy is beyond me, because essentially that staircase is a long time, long distance. The road is long. The chores are long too. But somehow in all of this, you've managed to maintain that fire, that Knight of Wand fire, that I'm out there, I'm aggressive. The best defense is a good offense, and therefore I'm going to keep out there and I'm going to keep going and just use my sword. What was that?
Well, I think it's also because there's an understanding that it is actually leading somewhere.
Yeah.
Even though you might not know where it is leading, there's trust that at the very least, it's leading you away from somewhere where you no longer want to be.
Indeed. How long can you keep this up? I mean, I'm impressed. Because the thing is, you're in this for the long haul, and yet you're still maintaining that strong fire, that strong energy. This is clearly a passion for you, and good for you. Good for you. There's the whole thing of, pressure, squeeze people. Pressure changes everything. Some focus, others fold. You ain't the folder. You're the focuser. You are in fact one of the leaders. The volcano explodes. You keep your head about you. You get the job done. Probably your job, huh?
Jobs come with a ton of pressure.
They do indeed. Now, if you want something beyond that, let's draw a little clarifier real quick here. Look at this kid.
I'm looking.
7.
No, it's that one again.
This funny. This was a card that came out in a daily draw a couple days ago, and it basically.
Oh, wow. Bless you right now, especially right now.
Oh Lord, yes.
I was gonna be a teacher, and I am quite literally like 12 credits away from having my English teaching degree, and I cannot tell you how much I feel like I've dodged a bullet in the year 2020.
So yeah, this one showed up, and the thing is, and I'm going to say to you the same thing which I said in this card a couple of days ago, is the fact of you've earned yourself a reward. There are 7 cups there, all with different symbols. The dragon and you in the middle. You get to pick and choose which would you like to have. What part of your life prove? Would you? I mean, the thing is, no. This, in all seriousness, is the fact of what are you looking for? Essentially, you want to improve your emotional side, your love side, financial side, your prestige side. What would you like? You know, there is money, there is power, there is pride,
there is sanity,
there's relationships, there is, what is it you like? The rewards are there for you. If all this energy and all this firepower and all this, keeping it going is primarily from the job perspective, I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong here. But on the other hand, it's also the fact that at some point you need to basically take care of yourself and make sure that you don't burn yourself out in the long run.
I second that most heartily.
And hello to you, Michael. He's waving a little shout at us as well. Michael is one of the psychics I work with in Salem, Mass. In October. So we actually were two of the people. We were the two people that were actually there in person, working in one of the psychic shops during COVID, wearing all our masks and gloves and.
Did I meet Michael during my one season?
What was that?
Did I meet Michael during my one season? You
did. He's been there. Mike, have you been there, 5-6 years now?
Bruce is the goat.
I got my goat horns coming out of my head here.
All right. So I believe that we are closing out the evening with one of our most favorite people, Melissa. So, Melissa, you know how this works. You know what to do. Send us your comment. We wait most. I'm not feeling very patient at this point. We wait most impatiently. And thank you, sound guy, for getting the cat off my table.
Yes, exactly. By the way, Mike is a very gifted medium. So the thing is, if you ever would like to have because one of the things that we actually, Spawn and I, we don't do mediumship readings. Michael is one of those guys where I'm like, whenever I would, yeah, I know what goat was. I knew it was an acronym. I was funning you, Mike.
All right. So Melissa says.
Anyway.
So I've been in my new place since August and haven't been working. I financially don't need to, but I'm struggling emotionally with not taking care of myself. I don't like depending on anyone. Will I be going back to work? Number 22, and whichever one of you feels most drawn to answer. Guess what? You're getting both of us. You usually do.
Yes, you do.
And are you polling? All right, I will let you poll.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, actually, I think you should pull something from Swiss 11J.
Okay.
I'm pulling something from Dragon. Because
right.
This is kind of it should be a yes or no answer, but you know how this goes. Very rarely.
They very rarely are. They very rarely are. Oh, sound guy wants to pull it. There. How would you like that if, one day we just had sound guy do readings for all of y'all? Because, he has no idea what he's doing. It would probably be very funny.
Oh, you're going to love the cards I just pulled.
Are they repeats or are they new?
2 of them are repeats, and one we have not yet seen.
You will give me a moment. I'm slightly behind. Why don't you start? I'll catch up.
Okay. Queen of Cups, yet again. That's the first one. We've seen this one how many times? Like 5 or 6 times now tonight?
Yep.
Do it all yourself, right? Followed by the 10 of Swords. The old spider caught in his web. Followed by, here's the newbie, number 1, the Magician. What this is suggesting to me, anyway, will you be going back to work? Yes, eventually. But you're first going to go through this, okay, I'm going to have to craft my own way. And then it's not going to work, and you're going to get very, very, I don't want to say upset, but the thing is, you're going to get very, you're going to get really tired. Like you're going to feel like this just isn't going anywhere. And just when you've pretty much had enough is when the break will come. It's just like, it's almost like it's another test. Like you haven't been tested enough, by the way. So the universe is having a little fun with you right now. It's basically seeing how patient you are. Because it's not something which is going to be resolve itself right off the bat, and the thing is, you're gonna think you have it, it's going to go, and then it's going to go like pull the rug out from under you, and you'll be like going, God damn, not again. And then just when you're really kind of getting really down on yourself, that's when the magician shows up. You're used to tests, she says.
I'm used to tests. I'm patient.
Good, because your patience will be tested again.
I'm bitchy, but patient.
Well,
I'm bitchy and impatient.
You're you're honest. I'll give you that. All right, have you got your Swiss 1-1J cards ready?
I do.
Okay. If you got another Queen of Cups, I'll be like, okay.
No, I've got the King.
You got the King of Cups. Okay.
I do. So from left to right. So this one was inverted, but I will right side so you can see. We have the Knight of Swords. Right side up, the King of Cups. This one was not inverted.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is inverted, and the only way that I can tell that is because they did a little X at the top to make sure that you knew which is the top and which is the bottom.
Oh, it's one of those symmetrical cards?
Yes, the 10 of Wands, which, yeah, there's literally a little X up in the corner to tell you what's the top and what's the bottom.
Oh, neat.
Excuse me while I just get rid of that troll.
You want to get rid of that troll?
Yes. So, my thing is coming from a slightly different angle because I also see you going back to work, but I want to talk about the definition of the word work. Because this was actually a conversation that I was having with Soundy Eye, and I've had this conversation with a couple of other people, is we've gotten to a point in society where our society no longer values hobbies. We value, side hustles. Everybody seems to be taking hobbies and trying to figure out what they can do to take their hobbies and make money off of it, because this is the society that we now live in, where none of us make enough to live, and so we all have to do what we can to stay afloat. If money is not part of the equation here for you, my question is, why are you worried so much about working, and why are you not worrying more about finding a hobby that emotionally fulfills you? Thanks, Theon.
Speaking about something who needs emotional fulfillment.
Oh my god, he's sitting on the cards I just pulled. Come on. Thank you for shaking. The sound man shakes the treats and he's gone.
I got you.
Thank you. But yes, so especially this is definitely you at the present, which I don't know if you can tell, but the king has the most bored look on his face. As he's sitting there holding his goblet. Look at how bored he looks. So I can understand that that's you right now, trying to figure out what to fill your goblet with, how to keep it filled, but I think you need to worry less about work and more, what the hell do you even just want to do with your time?
And by the way, you got the 10 of Swords, right?
10 of Wands.
Oh, 10 of Wands. Okay, but still, we got a pair of 10s here.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the king, and what was it? What was the other card?
The Knight of Swords.
Knight of Swords. Okay, so
yeah, you're and that is totally fine. If you want to do something because you love to do it, that's great. But my whole thing is like, don't put pressure on yourself especially since you don't have to worry about the money aspect, you don't have to put pressure on yourself from that aspect. But if that's something that you feel emotionally fulfills you, then by all means, do the thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hospice care is definitely, it's one of those things which is hard to get into because there's not a huge.
Mom is struggling to get into it.
Well, exactly, and the thing is that there's a limited supply of. I mean, there's more people that provide the service than there is demand for those service needs, I believe. So that's the hard trick about it. The whole point of having a pair of 10s between both of our decks there, and then ultimately you getting from my side, the magician says that, yeah, it's coming, but it's going to be a bit.
I think that you need to stop thinking about the comment that you just wrote because you are now going like, I'm doing this because I know that my husband wants me to be home, and nah, screw that.
I mean, don't get her wrong, or me for that, because I agree with what she just said.
But it's not.
I mean, I was saying taking care of the family is important. Don't get me wrong, but the thing is that you can't do that to the exclusion of denying your own self-interest and self-needs.
Yes, it is. Matt, can you do another shake, please? Hey, thank you.
Oh God, really?
Oh God. He literally was knocking them off with his tail. See, so if anybody was curious as to why if anybody was ever curious as to why that we never film any of the live streams where I live, that's what.
Now we know. Why. Yeah, I mean, I get the cat distractions here too, but they don't do what Theon does.
Nope. Figures I get cat butt.
Oh my.
You're right, Chels. You're right. He's gonna figure it out eventually. But yeah, so if you're worried about what your husband thinks right now, I think you need to worry less about that because your fulfillment also matters. And you don't need to be in the house 24/7 for him to take care of the family. You are allowed to do what you like.
Because after all, I mean, it's like for what you want to do is hospice. It's like that's a hell of a service that you're providing for somebody else who is also in need of someone of your skills.
And if your husband really wants to take care of you and be there for you on like an emotional level, that is a great, like, you can come home at the end of the day and then he can take care of you if that is what he so desires.
Right. Well, the thing is also
it works out.
He should be able to support you on with your own needs on these things, and so obviously you'll do what you will do because it's called free will, because that's what we always tell people to say, is that you're always going to take care of free will, because that's what it's all about anyway. But don't stop looking for the position that you want.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a bit of a frustrating search.
I mean, I think right now she might have a better shot just with COVID and everything that's happening, and we're having far more deaths than usual. At least I was getting the impression from Mom that there's slightly more demand for hospice than there usually is because of the extenuating circumstances.
Maybe. I mean, then I revert back to this card saying, okay, this is you stopping yourself, in which case I would say, well, again, free will, do what you will. But the thing is, my suggestion is that if you want to get to the magician, which is the next card, you can't stop yourself.
Bingo.
So basically is the fact of, Don't stay at home and take care of the family just because your husband wants to. Now, if you want to stay home all the time, take care of the family and the husband, and that is your wish, that's a whole different kettle of fish. So the thing is,
But don't do something because somebody else wants you to do it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that you would like to be able to do some of that, absolutely, but you also want to be able to do some of this hospice stuff, and so there is a way of actually doing both.
Exactly.
And the magician here on the dragon side says that, yeah, you will get that, but basically is that you have to. Bit of a frustrating search, yes, but also don't block yourself. And then ultimately, don't let your husband block you either. Basically, it's like, if it's that important to you, it should be that important enough to him too.
Exactly. And that's what we got, unless you have any other questions.
Yep.
And that will close out this month's free reading stream. For anybody that wanted to have a reading but did not have a chance to have a reading, we do these monthly, and I highly recommend you sign up in advance. That's the best possible way to make sure that you get a spot.
Indeed.
You're right. I'm getting in my own way to please someone else when now is my time to be me. Yes, exactly.
I gotta be me. I gotta be me. I'm not Frank Sinatra, but still.
Definitely not. But that's not a bad thing either. All right. So before we close out, we will do one final round of commercials, and then we will see you all. Same bat channel, not same bat time, but
yes,
we will see you same bat channel.
Yes, 9 o'clock Eastern time on Christmas Eve.
So, for the last time of the evening, hello, we are Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, and our website is on the screen right now, www.fafnirandspawn.com. You can book readings with us there. You can also book readings with us through our Facebook page, which is Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers. We have a fancy schmancy book now button, which lists all of the services that we provide, and it can put you right into our calendar. It's very user-friendly, very user-intuitive. You can also find us on YouTube at Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, where we post all of these live streams that we do, because I know that you want to watch them over and over and over, because we are just that entertaining. That is also where we post the Lord's ongoing series, Messages in the Music, which will be updated shortly. We also have an Instagram where we do daily tarot draws, which is at Fafnir and Spawn. So if you would like to have some daily psychic wisdom imparted upon you, follow us there and see what we say on the daily. We have a couple of events coming up, like we just said. We will be seeing you exactly 1 week from today on Christmas Eve at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will be talking a bit about the holidays, doing a couple of free readings there, but mostly just sharing some personal stuff from us to you. And then on the 1st of January, 2021 will be our private reading stream, where you can book a spot to get a reading from us, which we offer our whole rainbow of readings. That is very similar to our private readings, or our public readings, except for we have tried to create as much of a safe space as we can to delve into deeper issues that you might necessarily not want aired out in a public forum. So $20 to reserve a reading spot for that, and we hope that you spend your first evening of 2021 with us, because we would love to spend it with you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would like to give us a tip for this evening, book a private reading with us, book your spot for the private reading stream. The place to send payment to us is on the screen now, paypal.me/Fafnirandspawn. And also, if you ever want to book a private reading with us or book a spot for the private stream, you can also request a PayPal invoice. You just have to message us or email us at fafnirandspawn@gmail.com.
Very good.
And Carol, very sorry to hear that your daughter has tested positive. As a household that is dealing with COVID, I do wish you all the best. I wish her a very quick recovery. Sound guy is doing much better. I am doing much better. So I hope that it goes as fast for you all as it did for us.
I was going to say, my mother also has COVID, So I found she's actually living in my 91-year-old mother who's living in a assisted living home in Pennsylvania. Fortunately, she is doing reasonably well. But yeah, this is a scary time, and it's interesting the fact of the first wave of COVID, didn't really affect us in the fact of no one that we knew really had gotten it. This second time, it's gotten way too close. Yeah. Hi, Theon.
Oh, he heard. Did you hear your grandpa? Did you hear your grandpa say your name? Oh, are the treats shaking?
Well, the cat ass is still in the view of the camera, so we sign off for the evening.
Indeed, let us go. Merry meet,
merry part, and merry meet again.